Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Your eyes do not deceive you. This is episode 12, of the podcast. I am back. I hope you all are doing well. Hope you all are staying safe. Before we get into the video, there is a few things I need to say up front. First of all, I want to take this opportunity to thank Sean Spencer for hosting last night's episode 11, the off-season free agency. Doing okay. Still somewhat recovering from my incident. I'm doing good. I would just really strongly appreciate just continued prayers. And I thank you for the support that you've given me, this channel. And again, thank you, Sean, for taking the time and really stepping in and taking over the podcast for an episode. Like he said in the episode, you will see me back on the podcast at some point. For the mock draft 2.0, kind of lost my train of thought there for a second. I apologize. And probably we'll see him probably another video down the road when we get into season 7 in the aftermath of the draft. So, no, I was not in a car accident. I want to make that very clear. I suffered an incident in at home. I'm okay. Most important thing is I'm getting checked out. I'm taking care of my, being a little bit more vigilant, making sure I'm getting enough rest, and not letting my stress levels get too high. So thank you again for those that reached out just to check on me, see how I was doing. Much appreciated. I'm back. Last time you saw me, was when we did the mock draft with Sean. That's the last time you saw me. I was supposed to go live that Friday, but unfortunately, I had a commitment outside of YouTube that I had to prepare for, and I did not get enough. It was a crazy weekend. Okay. Excuse me, just a crazy weekend. In this episode, we're talking about Maryland basketball. The men hired Kevin Willard as the next head coach for the Maryland basketball team. The ladies are in spoken the Sweet 16. We're going to against Stanford University. We're going to talk about that. And I've got some episode previews for you. Is upcoming this rest of this week and going into the weekend. I do want to take the opportunity to again apologize if I have not uploaded the episodes on Spotify. They will be uploaded this weekend. I will get started on uploading some of those. I'll get them uploaded on Sunday. So please be patient with me. But let's start off the video. Let's get into it. Well, I'm going to start with the women. It has been a rocky season. Due to injuries, all the, losing to South Carolina, Stanford, NC State. We were not at our full capacity. There were some games throughout the season where there was not consistency. I felt as though there were times where I looked for others to step up. And going into March Madness, if you remember in that episode, I said, other than Angel Reese, the others have to step up. Diamond Miller, who is a future WNBA prospect, in my opinion, has been balling in March Madness. Katie Benson, congratulations on, by the way, getting graduating, and also being a finalist in the journalism category. Congratulations, Katie. Ashley. Looking at the others, even though we're not getting, we're not getting our bench, we're not really deep into our bench. There's still some productivity. Mimi Collins, Chloe Bibby, Cheyenne Sellers. I have to give her. I have to take my hat off and give her flowers. She was at one point now our greatest defender, and as the seasons progressed, she's arguably probably the best defender on that team right now. And that says a lot about the coaching of Brenda Freeze, and it says the lack of poise and togetherness and accountability that these girls have in each other, the trust that they have in one another. That says a lot with this program, with this team this season. Even not just like with these last 2-3 years, to see how these girls have been gelling together. It says a lot. Now, start with Delaware. Now, I already know I'm late to the party with it, but we're going to get into it. This was a game that I was scared. I'll be honest if you admit that. I didn't expect us to come in here and think it was easy. But the offense, if you paid attention, ladies and gentlemen, clicked on all 4 cylinders. I was concerned of how to contain Jasmine Dickey. But I will say this. They kind of stuck in there. Delaware did not come in here, and we had to work for a little bit. But what I saw from the ladies, I saw Ashley Owasu had 24 points. Diamond Miller had 23. Katie Benson had 5 threes in that game. 17 points. The offense clicked. Maryland shot 59% from the field while Delaware shot 36. Not only the offense, but the defense was turning into offense. Maryland loves to create turnovers. And that's something we did against Delaware. Now, Jasmine Dickey is going to be a WNBA prospect. I have her going in the second round. High second round pick. Late the first, early second round pick. Baltimore native. Good guard. I think she's going to be a good fit. She'll definitely make a WNBA roster. I think she'll fight to make it on the WNBA roster for sure. Now, this is another challenge that I was concerned about. And that was for the Gulf Coast, led by Kirsten Bell. Kirsten Bell, by all accounts, is a late first round, mid first round pick. But I'll be honest, they didn't make it tough. They came in here and letting people know we're not going to go away so early. They can shoot the ball. Now, I will say this. We can point to the injuries. We can point to lack of communication throughout the season. But, again, the others. Diamond Miller. Ashley Owasu, excuse me. That's what I'm looking for. These last 2 games, I'm looking for that consistency to be. That's consistency. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I meant. The others around Angel have to step up, and they've been doing that. Now, last time we played Stanford, fun fact, we got our ass kicked in that game. Okay. I remember Brenda Freeze. I think it was in her post-game interview, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been like the day after or two. And kind of compared them like Batman and Robin. Ashley was Batman and Diamond was Robin. They both have 44 points combined. Now, again, let's keep it real. Florida Gulf Coast, they got a good basketball program. I think the future's bright for them. Even though they're going to lose their best player in Kirsten, as she's a senior, she's going to declare for the draft. They just didn't do enough to shut down Angel Reese. Their shooting wasn't enough. They had 10-plus turnovers. There was a point where I was looking for Maryland, and it was around the third quarter. That's when it really turned around. Because I believe they were up 3 at one point in the second. And I think we went on a 19-0 run after that. The first half was very shaky, particularly going into the second quarter. I'd say that first quarter and a half, we struggled to really adjust to their offense. But again, like I said, defense turns into offense. Now let's keep it honest. Now Florida Gulf Coast, I believe, going into that game Sunday, they shot under 37% from three. Now they only, remember the stats, they only took 18. They took well over 18 threes, and they took 13 in the first half. They took 35 threes. Florida Gulf Coast, only 11. That's not going to win you games, especially if you know that you're going up against a team that's, one, defensively tough, and number two, when you're not switching up the game plan. I knew the game was over by the third quarter. Now, I mean, let's just keep it real. Maryland, honestly and truthfully, they're now peaking at the right time. Everybody's healthy. Everybody is singing Kumbaya. We're here. We're in communication. That's what I've been looking for. This is what I'm looking for all year. Well, I mean, that was then. This is now. That was yesterday. When March Madness starts, we reset at 0. We're the number 4 seed. If you be quite honest with you, I'm looking at this, and I got the next episode. I'll have the episode next coming up soon. I was surprised we even got in this region. At first, I'm thinking, this is gonna be a bloodbath. I was hoping for Virginia Tech, but Florida Gulf Coast had other plans. So I mean, look, both schools came in here, and I gotta really take a second. It's not just with them; it's with the men and women schools, mid-majors. They're putting schools like South Carolina, Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, Arizona. They're putting these schools on notice and saying and competing. Sometimes it ain't all about this. Just because Kentucky has a reputation, it doesn't mean it's the sexiest school. When you look at a school like St. Peter's taking down Kentucky, or a few years ago UMBC, shout out to the Retrievers, taking down the number 1 Virginia, it proves you don't need to go to the sexy school. Be you and go to a school where you feel like you can grow, and there's not this pressure of, okay, this is what I expect for you to come when you come to this school. They could have went any other school. Kirsten could have went to Florida. She could have went to Texas. She could have went to South Carolina, but she went to Florida Gulf Coast. Jasmine Dickey could have went to UConn. She could have went to Virginia. Hell, she could have went to Ohio State, Michigan. But they stayed in their own lane and made the choice what's best for them. Now, there is one player I do miss on the Terps, and that's Shakira Austin. I do. Because I feel bad for her. Because I have to give a shout-out to this individual. I'm going to send this clip. My WNBA mock draft 3.0 is officially going to be a mess.
Guaranteed!
Because We're going to get into that in the next episode. But I really wish Shakira was on this team. I really do. Not saying the other. I just sometimes I wish she was here, but I'm glad she had a good 2 years at Ole Miss. I'm proud of her. I know she'll do well in the W. But enough of me on that soapbox. Let's get to the real bread and butter. We're going to be at the number 1 ranked school. It's payback time. Stanford University. You know, we were in the Sweet 16 last year. I remember that too. You know, we breezed through our opponents last year. And then to lose to Charlie Collier and the Texas Longhorns. It sucked. It really hurt. Because I felt like that was our best team. And I know we didn't have Angel. Because Angel had a leg injury. In fact, she had a foot injury or ankle injury. I can't remember. But I know she had a lower extremity injury. It's different. 12 months later, the number 1 ranked school, Stanford University, stands in the way of getting to the Elite Eight. This is just another roadblock we've got to get to. Delaware, Florida Gulf Coast, beating them by 55 points combined. That's great. But this is it. This is where people are watching. This is where we gotta play. This ain't the national championship, but this is to let the basketball world know, the college basketball world know, Maryland's not going anywhere. Now, all due respect to Coach Vanderveer, Hall of Famer, one of my favorite coaches. I know she said that this is a better version of Maryland because last time we saw her in Stanford, we were not healthy. We were plagued with injuries. But this Maryland team, I feel it more motivated. I feel like this is it. We're facing the Cardinals. I know the Cardinals are 16 on the Pac-12. I know they went 30-3. I know last year they practically had the same record. Well, one loss more than last year. I know Haley Jones, first team All-American, who's having a good year. Pac-12 player, not only she's averaging 5.5 points per game in last year's Pac-12 tournament, but this year she's averaging 12-7, and I think she's averaging like almost 4 assists. I know what Haley Jones can bring to the table. Cameron Brink, I know the type of player that she is. Third All-Team American Pro, Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. 13 points, 8 rebounds, almost 2.5 blocks a game. I know what Lexi Hall brings to the table. All Pac-12 selection. That's somebody I want. That's somebody I would want on my roster. I know what these girls bring to the table. Stanford, all the great ladies they've had go through their program, just says nothing but championship mentality. Top 25 in scoring, top 15 in rebounding, if I remember that correctly. I think they're top 5 in blocks. That points to the great Coach Vanderveer. That's what wins championships. That's what a championship team looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the free throws don't bother me. I know they're not good on free throws. I know that. That's not going to bother me. But there's a few things I want y'all to pay attention to. This is a revenge game for us. If my mood is a little off because I'm watching this game, I'm ready for them. I'm ready for the Cardinals. There's a reason we're in this moment. We didn't have Diamond Miller. We didn't have the last time we saw them. It's time for some payback. This is a different team. This Terps team is clicking on all cylinders. I said Cheyenne Sellers at one point throughout the season was not the greatest defender. Now she is the best defender. Diamond Miller and Ashley Wansu, Batman and Robin, are finally starting to click. You have Angel Reese who's doing her thing. Mimi Collins doing her thing. Katie Benson, arguably probably one of the best 3-point shooters in the nation. This team is ready. This team is not going to go down without a fight. I believe in Diamond Miller. I believe in Ashley. I believe the two of them are the reason. They have, again, the others around injuries have to be the reason. I know they're going to have a big game. Diamond came out and said, I remember after the Indiana, we lost. And she pretty much said that, look, I didn't play well. I got to play better. I'm just paraphrasing it. But that's my big three. And I already know Angel's going to get her numbers. But Diamond, Ashley, Angel, that's my big three. They set the tone. It's golden. It's golden like pancakes for us. A lot of people don't have us winning this game. That's okay. That's okay. Because if you remember, we started off, I remember at one point, people were like, wow, can Maryland even get to the postseason? We went on an 8-9 win streak. The adversity that these girls have been facing all year. And now it's starting to click. It's payback time. I want the Stanford Cardinals. But I want NC State. I want Maryland in the national championship. Because I'm sticking with it right now. The University of Maryland Lady Terrapins are beating the number 1 ranked Stanford Cardinals 90-79. Guaranteed. Now I don't know who we'll face. Let me check my bracket really quick. Let me see who we got. And just for the record, y'all, my bracket for the women is actually not that bad. It's not that bad. Ohio State versus Texas. North Carolina State versus Notre Dame. And UConn versus Indiana. That should be a good game. I also want to point this out too. Can you please explain to me why we have games like Ohio State and North Carolina versus South Carolina on top of each other? We can't space these games out. Are you serious? We got to do better with it. That's really nitpicky. We're down to 16 teams and you can't space out the TV time. That's crazy. Like the first game's at 11:30. Then we're on late, 9:30. Yeah, these games are late. I don't like that. Like that they can be spaced out. Really, they can be spaced out better than that. I just wanted to point that out. Makes no sense. But I have to give Brenda Freeze her flowers. This is what coaching a championship team looks like. These girls are on a mission. The mission is not over. Because I'm sticking with my confidence. Maryland is getting to the Final Four. Guaranteed. Well, we're not going. If we're going down, we're going down swinging. Because the one thing that's bothering me this whole season is that everyone just ignored what Maryland was going through. But with South Carolina, Iowa, Stanford, sympathy cards. Maryland, nah. Oh, no. I want Stanford. I want NC State. I want South Carolina. No disrespect to South Carolina. I want Maryland in the Final Four. And it's going to happen. Mark my words. Okay. We're going to transition into the men. As the men hired Seton Hall's head coach, Kevin Willard, to be the next head coach for the men's basketball team for Maryland. I think this is a good hire. I was surprised that we made that decision that fast. I like this bit. I like this move. I'm going to give him a chance. I don't really see what the big issue is. He's 270, 210. I know he's 1 of 5 in the March Madness. He's 500 NITs. But what he's done with Seton Hall, I mean, let's keep it real, ladies and gentlemen. He started there in 2010, and 5 years into the program since he's been there, he's turned them around. They've been the March Madness 5 straight years. Now, if you count 2020, well, because they got canceled due to COVID. But this year, they lost in 64. But the biggest thing is we have to understand this team. Say what we want. And I've had a conversation. I gotta give a shout out to my boy Russell. We've had this conversation. I think the way Mark left, I think was very tasteless. I thought it was very, in my personal opinion, I thought it was selfish. Because the one thing I remember he kept saying was lack of support. Well, what defines support? You know, I had to, before I even came on here, I wanted to make sure I said the right things. I don't want to trash Mark Turgeon. Mark Turgeon is a good coach. But, y'all, it got stale. And also, too, Mark Turgeon questioned his recruiting. You've got the DMV, you've got Pennsylvania, you've got West Virginia, Ohio, New York, Delaware. You mean to tell me you can't bring in talent to the University of Maryland? But your reason of leaving is because of support. See, support goes both ways, ladies and gentlemen. It's 50-50. You put in, if this is what you put in, this is the result you're going to get. If you're okay with getting bounced out, because they'll make the Sweet 16 under Mark Turgeon's leadership one time. Other than that, we would either first round or second round exits. You're okay with that kind of success? That's you. I'm not. And realistically, people were trashing this move and saying we could have done better. Let's give this a chance. Do you see what he did at Seton Hall, Coach Willard? Do you see what he did? And let's keep it real. Coaching at the University of Maryland is not a top 15 job. It's about a top 20, top 25 job. Now, again, he's going to have some good. He's going to have some guys with him. He's going to have Julian Reese, Dante Scott, Hakeem Hart. He's going to have those guys with him going into next year. These guys are recruiting. Now, he did get one of his assistants to join him, and I actually like him too. I think he came out of George Mason. I can't think of his name, but I know he went to George Mason. He was a good guard back in the day. Let's give this hiring a chance. I think he's going to bring a different swagger. Because I ain't gonna lie, Mark Turgeon, again, I don't. Mark Turgeon just was not pushed. Let me say it like that. Was not pushed to do better. Wasn't pushed. If you're okay with the results of being, like I said, first, second round exits in the March Madness, then you're crazy. Mark Turgeon was supposed to make almost $3.5 million. Like, I didn't think when Turgeon left, I didn't think 15 and 17 would be that ugly. The last time that happened, I believe when Gary Williams was the head coach, and it was like somewhere in the early 90s. But see, again, I go back to Mark Turgeon. I don't want to make this like I'm hating on Mark Turgeon, but I'm just speaking, I'm pointing out facts. If you're talking about support, well, Mark, what's your recruiting looking like? What kind of players are you bringing in? Because I gotta give a shout out to my boy Will Kramer, and I had to look into some of this stuff. They were recruits. Maryland, I thought Maryland could have had easy local kids from the DMV. Nah, that doesn't help your program get better. Now, granted, some of that is on the athletic director. I think also, too, there's got to be some accountability there. But I want Kevin Willard, Coach Willard, with his success at Seton Hall, 9 straight appearances, 9 appearances going in the March Madness. No coach has done that before he got there at Seton Hall. 9 appearances, I think it was like in 31 years. Since they joined the Big East, I believe, if I'm saying that correctly. That speaks to what he's done for that program and how he's turned it around. If he can do that there, he can do it here. He's got my support. Now, in fairness, I want to be fair to Mark Turgeon, because I feel like 2020, 2021 was his best year. Jalen Smith, Anthony Conwin Jr., Aaron Wiggins, Darrell Monsell, Eric Ayala. I'm going to say it just for a peace of mind. If we didn't have COVID, that Maryland team would have got to the Sweet 16. Guaranteed. After that, Jalen declared for the draft. Aaron declared for the draft. Team wasn't the same. And it showed. Now, I guess what bothers me is that I wish Mark would have stuck it out the whole year. I don't want to say, because I don't want to make it sound like he quit, because I don't want to sit there and question anyone whether they quit or not. But I thought it was just weird that in the middle of the season, you come out and say, because of lack of support, I'm stepping down. And your team is not winning. I would ride the ship out and see what happens after next year and think of my options. I like this move. I like it. Coach Willard, he's got some work to do. It's not going to be easy. I'm going to say the first couple years is going to be guys. He's going to bring in certain guys, feel him out, and see where he goes. I mean, He's coached good players. So we know if we know what he could do as, again, Seton Hall, let's give this hiring a chance. But we have some Maryland fans that were a little bitter. It wasn't. Hold on. Let me make sure I have these names right. I don't want to butcher them. I want to make sure I have these right. I don't want to butcher them. Mike Bray, not a Notre Dame. Mike Peggs. I think we had, was it Andy Ketz? Kevin Willard made the most sense. But high expectations and there's no foundation. We're building the house, but no foundation. We all wanted we want these big time coaches. Bruce Pearl, you think he's going to leave Auburn now? No. Andy Edfield, you think he's going to leave USC? No. The biggest key for Coach Willard, local recruiting. Ladies and gentlemen, that matters. You got cats, Maryland, DC, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Delaware. I just state all a very reasonable region he could recruit from. That's why Jay Wright out of Villanova is so great. Because of what he sees, the talent. He goes, I get these DMV boys to come play for me. Mark Turgeon could have done that. Kevin Willard, I believe, can do that. I want to make this clear. I wish Mark Turgeon all the best. It just bothers me that support goes two ways. You get it, you get what you put in. Only if you said, well, let me see what I can get out here. That matters, ladies and gentlemen. Recruiting matters. Trying to make a program. Not saying Mark Turgeon was, I'm okay with just being this team. But it got stale, ladies and gentlemen. It got stale. So, Coach Willard, welcome to the University of Maryland. I wish you all the best. I think you're going to do big things for the program. Rejuvenate this program. I think it's going to be a good hire. I can't wait. I'd like to see some of these guys that were on Turgeon's staff stay, but we all know when a coach comes in, he brings his own staff in there. So, congratulations. I think it's going to be great. I believe at this point, I think the training facility should be up. I believe it is up. There's going to be, it's just from winning the conference 2020, and then this, we have to restart at zero. We all have to restart at zero. We all have to take some accountability, and I know there's going to be some growing pains. I'm proud of the job that Mark Turgeon did. Over almost 80%, almost a 77 winning percent his time in Maryland. I can't take that away from him. But it's a new era, it's a new journey. And I'm excited as a Maryland fan. And I cannot wait to see what he does. And I really hope we get some recruits in here because it's already a mess. I can already see what it is already. But welcome, Coach Willard. I know you're going to do your thing. That's going to conclude the episode. Be tuned in for future episodes. I got a quick preview episodes for y'all. Episode 13, which will go live in a few minutes. March Madness, how's your bracket looking for the men and women? We're going to get into that. Saturday, I pushed the video back to Saturday. The Washington Wizards. Time to have a talk. With the Washington Wizards.
Guys, I can't look at this anymore. I'm done. Unbelievable. Raccoon.
With the Wizards, I just have no words. Baltimore Orioles, Washington Nationals. Spring training is upon us, and we didn't get Carlos Correa.
Relationship with your children. My God!
How do you do that? How do you do that? What the hell is going on?
Can you at least sign one free agent, please? Please, Michael Elias, just one free agent. Just sign one. After that, Jordan Lyles is a decent pitcher, and Odor is a good quality infielder. I just need somebody. I need a beer tier free agent. That's all I'm asking. I don't think I'm asking for much. Please. Washington Nationals. Same thing in episode 16. Just the expectations while looking forward to both teams. I know, really, honestly, truthfully, this is going to be kind of a transition. We're going into now the year 2 of the rebuild for the Washington Nationals. The Baltimore Orioles, we're going in there with now year 4, year 5 of the rebuild. Now, we should be actually getting ready to start competing now because that farm system is looking really good. Grayson Rodriguez, Adley Rutschman, DL Hall. I'm telling you, I'm going to give these guys in one more year, and it's on. It's on. I think Michael Elias has done something really good. He's built that farm system from the bottom up. Starts at the bottom, and when you have success at the bottom, it goes all the way to the top. So, got to give a shout out to Michael Elias. With the Nationals, Juan Soto has not committed long term. I know he got the arbitration deal for 1 year. I'm a little concerned that he's going to walk. Even though he is 3 years, winning a championship, he could be the piece to build around the rebuild. It's amazing to me, and I'll get into more on that. And it's just amazing to me that guys, it's all about winning, but no sacrificing. Okay, I could be part of a rebuild, but that's interesting. And then episode 17, I pushed that back to Saturday. I got some things I want to say about some comments Kathy Engelbert made on the Brittany Griner situation. I'm glad to know that contact was made with her and she's doing fine. I know there was a video for walking to, I guess it was a courtroom and whatnot. Looked at the camera. She looked okay, but you could tell I just want her home. I do. But Kathy Engelbert made some deaf-tone comments about them being overseas and all this other stuff. And I'm to this point, I'm going to really go off on that video. And that's it. That's episode 17. I haven't decided when an end date is going to be for season 6. I know this has kind of been a weird season. We've kind of been having like one episode here and like 3 episodes here. Recording dates are all over the place. But I just wanted to get this out to y'all. So, closing message again, really quick. I just want to thank Sean Spencer for taking over for me. In episode 11, much appreciated to you. Just take care of yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Whether it's physically, mentally, spiritually, make sure you take care of yourself. It's important because it goes a long way. It definitely goes a long way. But until then, I will see y'all on the flip side. Peace. Stay up.
Listen, I'm easy to find. And listen, they can kiss my ass if they don't like it.